I hit a plateau because I didn't add 5 pounds on my deadlift last week. Like, no! Alright, so I've had a lot of people actually hit me up saying, hey, Sawyer, how can I increase my deadlift? Sawyer, what can I do to increase my deadlift? Sawyer, what is the best way to increase your deadlift? So, today, we're going to get into how we can, get your deadlift up. I have a bunch of things I've jotted down just because I don't want to go off some tangent talking about something and then not get to the point. So, I have some things that I jotted down that I can just get, focused. So, basically, I'm going to kind of run you down on how it happened with me, the story behind what made me deadlifting and everything. So, for you guys who didn't know, I didn't do deadlifts until probably like 6 to 8 months into working out, probably around that. Because for one, I worked out, and you got those people that go into the gym and they go, "Hey, don't be doing any of those deadlifts, you'll hurt your back." And I was like, believed them, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to do deadlifts because it'll hurt my back," and all this stuff, right? So I followed that. I was like, I'm just gonna do machine work. I'm not gonna squat. I'm just gonna do leg extensions and bicep curls. But up until my brother deadlifted 405 in front of me, I was like, he deadlifts 405. I'm like, that's a pretty boss move. Why? I'm gonna have to do this. So what I did was I put on about 95 pounds on the bar. No, yeah, about 95 pounds. And I did that for probably like 200 reps. But it wasn't touch and go. It was literally just like, pick it up, set it back down, make sure I'm doing it right. And I made sure my form was perfect on every single one of them. And I did that with conventional and sumo, and I did those all in the same day. I would deadlift three times a week. But I did not go heavy at all. I would just go super, super light. I would maybe work up to 115 at most. And I would just really work on the form. So my buddy Brandon introduced me into sumo. And he was like, "Oh yeah, worked your glutes and everything." And he kind of knew what sumo was, but he just gave me the basic of what it looked like. So that's when I got into sumo. So I was pulling sumo. And then I started looking at other tips of how to improve my sumo and all this stuff. And now, fast forward, I pick up 715 on the deadlift bar. And now I'm in the stiff bar. First thing is form. Make sure you got the form down. If you want to get better at deadlifting, work on your form. That is it. Cheating your way through a lift, hitching it up or have a round back, that's going to get you only so far in progressing fast, and then you're going to get injured, and then you're going to, pull 675 after that, and then, not be able to deadlift. So, you don't want that. Nobody wants to be able to deadlift, a big amount of weight and then not be able to do it ever again. So, biggest thing is work on form. You don't need any bulging discs happening. So, make sure you're deadlifting right. There's tons of videos out there on what a proper deadlift should look like. So go out and look at that. I don't think I have to put up a video on how a proper deadlift is, because it's all going to be different towards your different body mechanics of how tall you are, what your leverages are, etc., etc. Number 2 is how to increase your deadlift is progressive overload. So you're going to hear a bunch of people just throw that word out and not even they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, 5x5, progressive overload. Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah." They don't know what it actually means. And then you'll use that word and you won't know how it means. But progressive overload basically means you're going to increase the weight. You try to increase the weight each week or so. So how I've been doing it, depending on what programs you're running, or if you're not running on a program, I recommend you do so. Because running on a program is going to help with progressive overload. So those honestly programs and programs and progressive overload, those can be basically both together, because having form is your number 1. Number 2 is progressive overload while with being on a program. So when you're on a program, it teaches you how to stick to the lift on this day, and it basically conditions your body to lift that amount of day, you know? So it's like, oh, Wednesday, your body knows it's going to be deadlift days and all that stuff, and it's just programming your body into doing that. So you're going to go into progressive overload, and you'll slowly be able to add up weight. Some people get too, like, I won't say like nitpicky, but like just very like, oh, I hit a plateau because I didn't add 5 pounds on my deadlift last week. Like, no, you didn't plateau, dude. Okay, calm down. It's not like you're gonna every day hit a PR. Social media's messed everybody up with that, where they think, oh, I have to hit a PR every single day. No, everybody has points where they're just like, you know, maybe like today I've been doing 290 on, like, this is on bench, but like this can be towards any other lift. I've been doing 290 on bench for like a heavy single for the last like 3 weeks, and then today I hit 305, you know, and it was just slowly doing everything. And that's all going to depend on your sleep, your food, your training schedule, and if you're progressive overloading, you know, hitting a certain lift, like say you're doing deadlifts and you're hitting 305, and that's like RPE 7, you're doing that like every week. And it'll potentially just get easier and easier, okay? Progressive overload, okay? So when you're using it, don't worry about, you know, not progressing every single day or every single week, you know? Just make sure you're at least hitting that number you hit before, 5 pounds under, maybe 10 pounds under. There's so many circumstances that can make it where you're like, oh, you have a bad day. You didn't eat enough. You didn't sleep enough. Oh, it's just the day. Your muscles didn't recover enough. You know, it just, sometimes you just have bad days. So take everything with a grain of salt and slowly try to progressive overload, okay? But don't make it where you're so obnoxious, like centered on that, where you're like, oh, I'm not gaining any weight. So after that, okay, progressive overload, let's talk about working on your weak points. So since this primarily we're talking about sumo, weak points is conventional, okay? Guys, we know for a fact that if you're pulling sumo, you know your conventional sucks. And I'm sorry, but you can't run away from it. Doing conventional is going to help with your sumo. So the people that say, oh, I'm just going to do sumo, or they say, hey, Sawyer, what should I do if I have long femurs, sumo or conventional? Like, don't just shy away from one lift, okay? Implement it sometimes in your workouts. It can benefit you, okay? Doing conventional, I haven't done, last time I was doing conventional was like 2 programs ago, but that helped with my sumo. Right now I've been only just doing sumo because that's my primary lift. But say your sumo is like not going up, okay? There's other workouts you can do to help implement that to get your sumo stronger, okay? Conventional, okay? Say you're deadlifting 2 times a week, throw some conventional in there, okay? Volume work, yep. Stiff legs, yes. Romanians, let's go, okay? Like, come on, guys. These are some exercises you can do after your lift or on those days. If you're going to be doing volume work on deads, maybe you have some stiff legs after that. Or say you do some sumo deads and you got Romanians after that. Or say you have some freaking conventional work and after that you have some Romanians. Like, there's so many other things you could put in your workout to help increase it, okay? And when I'm saying volume, I'm not saying lightweight high reps. A lot of people get that confused. No, volume, I'm saying you're going heavy, okay? You're going heavy, but you're making sure, 1, your form is staying on there, and 2, you're moving it. Working on your weak points, okay? That's what's going to help you. Stiff legs, okay? Stiff legs. They're going to, all this stuff's going to help you, guys. So don't shy away from it. Don't be like, oh, I'm a sumo puller. I'm just going to be pulling that. No. There's so many other exercises you can do to help with you, okay? Working on your weak points is going to help with your strongest points. Just how it is. The top advice, just because I don't want to make this video too long, the top advice I would give you guys is like, make sure you know how to figure out, watch many videos on this, how to adapt your body to be your leverage. Adapt your leverages to the certain lift. That's what I want to say. Adapt your body mechanics to a certain lift, your leverages and everything like that, because that's what's going to make it where you can progress as fast as possible, you know. If you see me, I try to take that full responsibility on squat, bench, and deadlift. Benching, I'm benching out. I'm benching with my pointy fingers on the rings. Sumo deads, I'm trying to get as wide as possible as I can, while doing it on the stiff bar. So, like, work on that, okay? Work on being able to adjust your body. And when it's into sumo, don't go as wide as possible. That's not always the best case. It's always about how you can, you know, get your mobility down, okay? So you could be as wide as possible but have terrible mobility, and that's just going to mess you up. Slowly get wider and wider and work on mobility. So you can go on YouTube and you can look up mobility workouts for your sumo deads, or just like mobility hip abducting workout routines and stretches and all that stuff, because all that stuff will go into your sumo deads, which is going to help you progress and all that stuff. So that's basically my whole entire rant and advice of what you can do to help increase that. And none of this stuff is going to really help unless you're eating, you're sleeping, and training, and all that stuff you guys know. Unless you guys didn't know, yeah, eating food helps. And sleeping, it helps a lot. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was basically just a little rant and talking about what things have helped. So, thank you. Follow my other social medias if you want to. That'd be great. We're going to try to get to 30K real soon on YouTube. So,